I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
ARMY, are you ready to witness one of the most historic moments in K-pop this year? On September 1st, 2025, Kim Taehyung, the man we know as V of BTS, once again proved why his every move always commands global attention. It wasn't just an appearance, not just a mere presence, but a cultural experience that left a lasting impression on millions. And it all happened at Paradise Art Night Freeze Seoul 2025. When Taehyung entered the room that night, it was as if the world stopped for a moment. Cameras turned toward him, the crowd cheered, and thousands of posts appeared online within minutes. Everyone agreed, Taehyung wasn't just a guest star, but a living art icon who reinterpreted elegance in every detail. He appeared in all black, but it was precisely from this simplicity that a new definition of elegance emerged. His J-Beak couture jacket, with delicate embroidery and tassel accents, looked like a moving painting. From the crisp cut of his trousers to the waistcoat that accentuated his silhouette, everything created a perfect harmony of modern fashion and classic elegance. In fact, the V-shaped pleats on his jacket seemed like a secret code, a powerful reminder that this was Kim Taehyung, the incomparable V. What made that night so special wasn't just his visuals, but also how Taehyung once again demonstrated his uniqueness. Amidst a stage full of celebrities who usually compete to showcase flashy colors and over-the-top accessories, Taehyung chose simplicity. Yet, from there, he radiated unmatched magnetism. The black he wore wasn't just a color. It was a statement that his presence alone was stronger than any extravagant ornamentation. It's no surprise that social media exploded. Hashtags about him trended within seconds. Fans from various countries flooded Instagram, and TikTok with adoring comments. Some called him a walking work of art, while others described him as an angel descended to earth. Even longtime fans who had seen his performances countless times said they were still in awe, as if they were always discovering new sides of Taehyung that never ceased to amaze. However, behind the spotlight and the torrent of praise, Taehyung once again showed his most genuine side. When he took the microphone, he didn't talk about himself. Instead, with a warm smile, he reminded everyone that it was Jungkook's birthday. Today is a special day for Jungkook, so please give him your attention, he said humbly. Those simple words immediately touched ARMY's hearts. The video of his statement quickly went viral, hailed as one of the most touching moments of a night. While the world's spotlight was on him, Taehyung chose to share the light with his best friend and younger brother in BTS. It was clear proof that their brotherhood wasn't just words, but a bond they cherished above all else. And as if that weren't enough, the Freeze Seoul stage lit up even more when RM appeared side by side with Taehyung. Both appeared in equally elegant black outfits, exuding different yet complementary auras. RM's intellectual charm, coupled with Taehyung's artistic aura, created a visual that fans described as a living magazine. Photos of them together, which RM later posted on Instagram, went viral, solidifying the two as global icons leading not only in music, but also in lifestyle and culture. And, of course, the night concluded with a sweet surprise that went viral. While singer Eric Nam was speaking to the camera, Taehyung suddenly came up from behind and hugged him tightly. The spontaneous, warm interaction made Eric laugh and the audience smile. When asked when he would be leaving, Taehyung casually replied, "After a few drinks." This simple yet humorous answer added to the long list of reasons why the world fell in love with his authentic personality. The video of the moment went viral, capturing the attention of netizens who expressed both emotion and amusement. Taehyung proved that while he can perform with superstar charisma on stage, he still has a humorous and friendly side that makes him so human to fans. While we might have thought the moment had reached its peak, the reality was quite the opposite. That night of surprises continued to reveal layers upon layers of Taehyung's seemingly endless charm. After his interaction with Eric Nam and his warm embrace with RM went viral, the public increasingly realized that Taehyung was not just a K-pop star, but also a symbol of how an artist can bridge art, fashion, and human connection simultaneously. What was interesting was how international media immediately focused on his appearance the following day. Several leading fashion magazines described Taehyung as the man who redefines minimalism in luxury fashion. The articles emphasized that Taehyung's presence at Free's Seoul wasn't just about the outfit, but about how he brought the clothes to life with his unique aura and expression. The same outfit, worn by anyone else, might simply look elegant, but when worn by Taehyung, it became a story, an identity, and even a story. Meanwhile, among ARMY, the discussion went beyond just his visuals or style. Many talked about how his humble demeanor that night reflected Taehyung's consistent personality since his debut. Longtime fans who have followed BTS's journey since 2013 affirm that Taehyung has always been a person who prioritizes togetherness. When he asked for attention for Jungkook's birthday, it wasn't a mere image, but a genuine reflection of Taehyung, who always sees the happiness of those closest to him as part of his own. Not only fans, but other public figures present at the event also offered praise. A renowned art curator even said that Taehyung's aura that night was in harmony with the atmosphere of a world-class art exhibition. He is credited with bringing harmony between music, fashion, and fine art, something rarely achieved by a pop celebrity. In other words, Taehyung has successfully transcended the boundaries of being a K-pop idol and stood alongside artists across various fields. And if we look further, moments like these demonstrate why BTS, and Taehyung in particular, always holds a special place in the global conversation. Their presence at Free Seoul confirms that BTS's influence extends beyond the music scene to encompass the worlds of art, culture, and even international cultural diplomacy. Fans realized that every time Taehyung appeared at a prestigious event, he wasn't just representing himself, but also showing the world a new face of K-pop. This connection to the story grew even stronger when we saw how Taehyung's interactions that night became a topic of discussion across platforms. From ARMY community forums and Korean media outlets to articles in Europe and America, everyone talked about his aura, his fashion, and his small gestures. Even his brief joke with Eric Nam was seen as a symbol of how Taehyung could maintain the balance between superstar charisma and the humility of a friend. Ultimately, Paradise Art Night Free Seoul 2025 wasn't just a celebration of art, it was also a stage for history. There, Taehyung demonstrated his ability to be the intersection of global popularity, artistic beauty, and genuine human connection. And everyone who witnessed it, whether in person or on screen, knew one thing for certain. That moment would forever be remembered as one of the most beautiful chapters in Taehyung's journey. More deeply, many cultural observers began to see Taehyung's presence that night as a symbol of K-pop's transformation. He is no longer seen simply as a singer, but as a cross-cutting icon, an artist who can stand at the forefront of music, fashion, and fine art all at once. His presence at Free Seoul 2025 is seen as the turning point in K-pop's growing acceptance, not just as entertainment, but as part of the global cultural conversation. In other words, Paradise Art Night Free Seoul 2025 is not just a record of events, but a new chapter in Taehyung's journey. One that proves he will always be remembered not just for his performances, but also for the influence, humility, and authenticity he brings to every stage.